What's going on, guys? I'm back. It's gotten a lot bigger. There was some assaulting going on. Somebody accused somebody of assaulting and vice versa. So, what's that? Someone says something. It's heating up, guys. It's spicing up. So, I just got a.
Kavanaugh's not welcome here!
Kavanaugh's not welcome here! What do we want? Justice! When do we want it?
Now!
What do we want?
Justice!
When do we want it?
Now!
What do we want?
Justice!
When do we want it?
Now!
What do we want?
Justice!
When do we want it?
Now!
Pero ahora.
What's up, guys? It's starting to heat up a little bit. There's a lot more people, probably at least 100 now. I got on my other camera. I'm gonna put it up on my YouTube. There was somebody supporting Kavanaugh here. To be honest, he did have alcohol in his breath a little bit, and they were talking. He got pushed or something. So there's like some people got assaulted at a anti-assault situation. Some weird stuff going on. That's why I'm back live, because it seems like it's gonna get a lot spicier. So I'm good. Don't worry. I'll stay safe. Oops, sorry. Just trying to get that.
They won't shut up, they won't submit, they won't put up with this kind of shit.
I'm trying to get in here. Oops, sorry. Trying to get in. Excuse me. Sorry. Hi.
Want to know what we're doing? Show them what we're doing. Show them your signs. Tell them why we are here. And when we have a chance to talk to the crowd, explain to them what Me Too versus Kavanaugh really is. Okay? We're going to press. Stick with me. Okay? We're going to keep this super organized for you so you get some beautiful shots.
Going this way?
Carlos,
Going
that
straight
way?
down.
All right, here we go. Say it loud, say it clear. We believe. So the first one is Anita Hill. The second one is Christine Ford. Ready? We believe.
Anita Hill!
We believe.
Anita Hill!
We believe.
Anita Hill.
We believe.
Anita Hill.
We believe.
We're at Kavanaugh.
Anita Hill.
The other way.
You can see it picked up a little bit. We got X, the patriarchy.
Anita Hill! Anita Hill! Anita Hill!
X, the patriarchy.
Anita Hill!
I want to get that one. Yeah, what does it say? No liars, no rapists on the court. And then we got Hex, the patriarchy. Here, I want to get that one. Witches unite. Witches unite. I like that. That's Hex, the patriarchy. Witches unite. So. That's love right there.
Anita Hill! Christine Ford!
Christine Ford. Has got to go. Hey, hey. Ho, ho. Kavanaugh has got to go. Hey, hey. Ho, ho. Kavanaugh has got to go. Hey, hey. Ho, ho.
So, alright, I'm gonna keep it moving with them. Sorry guys, you missed the big. There was like a little fight that I got on my phone. It's gonna be on my YouTube channel. But some guy was there and they were like pushing and shoving. But I don't know what he said and did, but you notice I never get pushed and shoved when I go. Someone comes for 2 minutes, they get punched every time. So something. My favorite sign so far is Witches Unite, Hex the patriarchy. So if you're in the patriarchy, just know there's witches against you, putting hexes against you every night. They're here. I'm gonna interview them as soon as possible. Witches everywhere. Which is, lack of a better term, an interesting thing. What is that? Excuse me? Oh, sorry. You're good. I'll go. Yeah, I'm trying to get this sign real quick. Can I see the signs? What's on? What is? Okay. Try not to hit a tree. All right. What was on the front of that? What was that? What is that symbol?
Oh, I made it. It's a uterus essentially, but also both horns.
Oh.
It says resist.
Okay. Because I was like, what the? That's a whole
kick-ass uterus, bro.
There you go. I was like, that's a whole nother resistance I haven't even heard of. Yeah.
That's right. Don't mess with the bench.
No seats. No justice.
Oh, no justice, no seat. Our court. Our court.
Trying to get the policemen have a face on. They're like, this again. Hold on, I'm gonna try to run it ahead.
This is what
Democracy looks like.
This is what democracy looks like.
I ain't gonna sleep because of you.
This is not what democracy looks like. This is not. This is not what democracy looks like, folks. This is not.
Justice!
Not now.
Justice! Now!
This is.
Justice! Now! Justice! Now! Justice! Now! Justice! Now! What do we want? Justice! What do we want? Now! What do we want?
A right to a fair trial. Now. Normal people. Now.
We're going to face the traffic right now while we wait for the lights. Here we go. Hear us, believe us. Kavanaugh has got to go. Hear us, believe us. Kavanaugh has got to go. Hear us, believe us. Kavanaugh has got to go. Hear us, believe us. Kavanaugh has got to go. Hear us, believe us. Kavanaugh has got to go. Hear us, believe us. Kavanaugh has got to go. Hear us, believe us. Kavanaugh has got to go. Hear us, believe us. Kavanaugh has got to go. Hear us, believe us. Kavanaugh has got to go. Hear us, believe us. Kavanaugh has got to go. Hear us, believe us. Kavanaugh has got to go. We're crossing. We're crossing. Here we go. Here we go.
Michelle's set to go.
Crossing. We're crossing. We're crossing.
Because of me.
Mark it, run this way. Go make it. All right, Mike.
So I just got stopped by a guy. He said he didn't want his face on, but he said anomaly. He said, you remember the Trump stars, like the guy who put all the Trump stars on the Hollywood Boulevard? He said, I'm here. He's here trolling. So he didn't want his face on camera, but we have undercover artistic operatives trolling this event with signs. So that was hilarious. He was just like, anomaly, don't put the camera on me, but I'm here and we're trolling major. So I got the undercover scoop. There's gonna be a big troll on this event with fake signs. So yo, I'm gonna wait to across the street. Yeah, he's here handing out like fake signs.
Where's he at?
I got a kiss back there. I gotta look. The sky looks nice today. We normally don't have. You see up there, we got the clouds. Normally we got smog and chemtrails, so it's nice to see a clear sky out today. All right, I gotta catch back up. I'm gonna run back up in a second. I just got sidetracked by. Damn, it's a beautiful sky today. We don't get these very often. This is what democracy looks like. If that's what democracy looks like, then count me out. I'm going right, because this is not what democracy looks like to me. And here, I just want to say this real quick before I catch up, just to be completely honest. Of course, I support victims, and someone came in to like talk against the event, and they said, you can't come here, these are victims telling their story. It is just like I always say, it is like Jordan Peterson said, it's sad because it's not like they're just here telling their stories about getting sexually assaulted, which would be totally fine. They're using their, they're using their experiences possibly to weaponize for a political agenda. So it's not like, oh, we're just here telling our story. It's 99% anti-Kavanaugh. It's 99% anti, they're talking about the white patriarchy, old white men. So it's like you're using your sexual assault. Oh, we're just sexual assault victims, which is fine. I don't hate on that, but this rally is not about sexual assault. Just like when you go to the Women's March, there's a lot of politics involved. It's not all women. It's a lot of anti-Trump, pro-Russia collusion type stuff. I'm just, as a spectator, I'm just pointing that out. I just think I really don't like when people hide behind like women and children like that, but we're back.
Hear us, believe us. Kavanaugh's not welcome here.
Kavanaugh's not welcome here. Kavanaugh's not welcome here. Now! Justice! Now! Justice! Now! Justice! Now!
Justice! Now! Justice! Now! Justice! Now! Justice! Now!
Coming through. Excuse me. Coming through.
I thought they were all, when they were handing them out, I thought they were all.
Guys, see the signs? What do we got? What do we got on the signs?
What's your name? I've seen you all day.
AJ.
I'm Ari.
Anomaly. Nice to meet you.
Man, nice to meet you, guys.
Yeah, I'm early. I'm the first journalist here, last journalist out. Nice meeting you.
Are under attack! What do we do? Stand up, fight back! When women are under attack! What do we do? Stand up, fight back! When women are under attack! What do we do? Stand up, fight back! What do we do? Stand up, fight back! What do we do? Stand up, fight back! When women are under attack! What do we do? Stand up, fight back! When women are under attack! What do we do? Stand up, fight back! When women are under attack! What do we do? Stand up, fight back! What do we do? Stand up, fight back! What do we do? Stand up, fight back! Equal work for equal pay! Equal work for equal pay! Equal work! Equal pay! Equal work for equal pay! Equal work for equal pay!
Just slide back here so we can hear. See what I'm saying there? It's not just, and it's all good. Like, I'm just observing. I know people are probably gonna get mad. It's not just that they're here saying, ooh, I'm a victim and we feel bad. It goes from that to anti-Kavanaugh to anti-Trump to we don't like white men to equal work for equal pay. So a lot of politics that have nothing to do with sexual assault at all of these rallies. It's like 99% politics. Just like when a situation like this comes up, when it's so politically charged, it's just, I know this is a rare thing to say, but it's just hard for me to believe that any of these people even care about the truth, care about logic or reason or fairness or like a right to a fair trial. They're so emotionally charged, they don't even like white men. So it's like, if you're a white man, good luck them ever believing you, because they've already blamed all white men for what Brett Kavanaugh did or didn't do. Has nothing. I mean, it's just very odd. But you already know that.
Ian, tell me while you're out here with your mom. Say that again.
what do you believe in? Justice, and what does justice look like to you?
Hey, that's a good sign. Let me.
No justice, no sleep. That is very creative. I like that sign. I like the design on that sign. But still, though, I can't even.
I could barely put on clothes that aren't wrinkled, and you got a whole design. I respect that. It's a lot of artistic people, man. We got to take this energy and like build a spaceship. I wasn't joking when I said that. We really got to take all this creative energy here and put these people, let them work for Elon Musk, and we can build a spaceship to the moon.
Fight back! We say fight back! Trump can't get 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 back! We say fight back! The women are under attack! What do we
Hey,
do?
I wanna.
Fight back!
No, you're good. Say, when you said that the Supreme Court is not even saying that, it's not happening.
What do we do?
Stand up, fight back!
Stand up, fight back! What do we do? Stand up, fight back! What do we do? Stand up, fight back! When women are under attack, what do we do? Stand up, fight back! When women are under attack!
What's that a sign?
Stand up, fight back!
Is that a guy or a girl?
GOP. It's a,
No,
it's
but I
a
know
girl.
it's a girl?
It's a girl.
What do we do? Stand up, fight back!
Holding all women's voices.
Okay.
Your enough!
Good luck being a woman who doesn't agree with these women. Good luck. Hold on, I'm listening to directions. Wait, they're gonna go in the street? Is that what they said? Oh. Sacrifice ourselves for the greater good. I will line up and get hit by a Republican but then I'll go to heaven and live forever.
Ladies and gentlemen, stay on the sidewalk. Stay on the sidewalk.
Like, no, dude.
Don't fuck march. Get on the street. Dude, these are our streets. March.
What about the police?
Don't fuck march. We're the fucking people. We the fucking people. March.
Alright.
We the people.
Nah. I'm not going in the street. See, now, you know, I'm not a snitch. I'm literally live streaming, so that's on them. They know that this is a publicized event. Because I'm no snitch, don't get me wrong. Even though people I don't agree with their politics, I'm going this way, sorry, ma'am. You know, I'm not a snitch, so I'm not trying to snitch on her or anything, but it's like they're directing the march to go in the street. So it's like, you know, these people, they claim to, the irony of it is, you know, they think the law is unjust and that people don't care about. And meanwhile, they're breaking the law, saying F these people, F white men, F any woman who doesn't agree with us, basically. All of this politics, the whole thing is just mixed up with Democrat talking points. But then if you say something about them, if I was here, just to be honest, I mean, I mentioned it, I'm pretty nice, so I don't get bothered. But if I came out and I was like, hey, I agree with Brett Kavanaugh, they would, so it's like, but you know, no, Anomaly, you can't have that opinion because we're just victims. How dare you? This is a victim march, Anomaly. This is not, no, you're breaking the law, which is fine. It's not a big deal. You march in the street, stop driving for a little while. I'm not going to cry about it. where you're breaking the law, spewing Democratic talking points, trying to derail a Supreme Court justice off a case that has like absolutely no evidence, that defies the laws of like basic core American values, and then dare somebody say something about it and just be like, hey, I'm a little skeptical. It's like, whoa, please don't say that. What are you doing? This is just a march of we're just the victims. We're the women, we're the children. And what's really, really sad about this is that kids, especially there's a big human trafficking issue where, you know, kids as young as 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12 are getting kidnapped and raped daily. It happens at the border, and marches like these, not only do they not talk about it, but they actually cover it up with their delusion and their irrationality. They cover up human trafficking, border smuggling, the rape percentages of kids at the border, why they get separated from their parents, because a majority of them aren't with their parents, and the ones that are, some of them have cases or they're not their real parents, and stuff like this where it's like, you can't hide your political ideology. It's a very, very sad thing when you hide your political ideology behind women, children, and rape victims. So then when you come and try to have a discussion, all of a sudden you're just attacking the women, children, and rape victims, and that's not what I want to do. I want women who get raped and beaten on a daily to have a voice, and I want it to be both sides. And I just know for a fact that these people don't care because they're here for sexual assault, but they haven't once mentioned Keith Ellison, who, you know, has an allegation against him from 2 years ago, not from 35 years ago. And I'm not saying that's true. I'm not trying to throw Keith Ellison under the bus. God bless him too. But if you're gonna talk about something 35 years ago with no evidence, and not talk about something from 2 years ago with a lot of evidence, you prove to me that it's not about women. It's not about rape and sexual assault victims, unfortunately, although it should be. It's strictly about anti-Republican, anti-white, and anti-man. And they don't hide this. They don't mask this here. If you talk to them, I have video footage. When I shut off the live stream, they said we have to take down the patriarchy, the white man. So overall, it's just really sad to watch, because when people get raped by Democrats or there's allegations, they don't explore them. So I care about actual women, and these people, once again, have just proved to me, although they're very nice people, I've had a lot of good conversations with a lot of them, and they've been very kind to me. This is just another political march, and they're being duped once again, which is sad, because this is the type of behavior that doesn't help women or victims of sexual abuse. It does the exact opposite. You'll notice again, she said patriarchy first, once again blaming all men. So sad, so sad. Blocking traffic. Blocking traffic. It's a red light. Look. It's a red light. It's a red light. They're blocking traffic.
Wait for the light. Wait for the light. I want you guys to wait for the light. Half of the people are gonna go over there. Half stay here, please.
As you see there, folks, blocking the traffic has real life consequences, because there are actually people dying, getting murdered, and that need literal help that now, you know, that probably was 5 seconds behind schedule because these people blocked the streets. So blocking traffic does have real life consequences. You see it right there. It's not always a good idea for your political gain to block people from getting home from work. A bunch of people, like all these people in the street, they have jobs and probably feed their family, and that person there, and that person, and that person, that person, they probably pay 10% taxes, they pay income tax, they pay property tax, they pay gas tax. If you're a working class citizen in Los Angeles, you have to pay out of your pocket every single day. And all of these people here, they want to take more of your money. That's just a fact. More taxes, more property tax, income tax, this tax, that tax, healthcare tax. I mean, Los Angeles has one of the worst tax brackets in the United States. It's ranked 50th in taxes as far as all total taxes and how to start a small business. So you'll notice you have people here which is fine. They have every right to protest and say their thing. They're blocking traffic. They're stopping ambulances from getting through out of their own ego. And then they're stopping people from getting home who work 9-to-5 jobs, who have families, Mexican families, black families, white families, Latino, all these cultures that they claim to care so much about. They're stopping them from getting to their work and preventing them from getting home to their kids. Meanwhile, all these people in the streets are paying like 25, 30, 40% taxes every year, getting half of their money stolen from the federal government. Ain't that something? Ain't that one big, basic wrap-up of what this modern-day liberalism truly is? They wrap their ideology in women, children, and sexual assault, stop people, good people, from succeeding, and then lobby to take more money. They want to take more of your freedom. They don't want you to say that. The First Amendment's mean because it hurts their feelings. The Second Amendment's bad because now you can't protect yourselves, but they're allowed to tackle Rand Paul off he's on a lawnmower. He gets tackled, broken his ribs, and they're shooting up baseball games where there's Republican senators at because they hate white men so much and they hate Republicans. But then, God forbid, you try to protect your family or speak freely, then all of a sudden you're a bad person. Like I said, I support victims. I'm even being nice to this march. But this is liberalism wrapped up, folks. This is just a small tidbit of what they're really trying to do for America, which is why, although my life, I'm liberal, I agree with what they're saying. I agree with victims. I agree with certain welfare programs. I agree with helping the poor. I agree with being equal rights and loving all genders and ethnicities. But I will vote all Republican in November because this type of disgusting behavior, not just this march, there's cool people here, but this ideology of no self-accountability. We can break the law, but we care about the law. We're going to break the law and stop an ambulance, but you can't. We're trying to protect the law. It makes no sense.
Abortion is murder.
Whoa.
Abortion is murder.
Here, tell it to my live stream.
Murder. You're killing an innocent
tell
baby.
Tell it to my live stream.
You're a murderer. You're a bunch of murderers. Killing innocent babies.
Okay.
Bunch of murderers.
Okay. Whoa. He's very, very passionate. Very passionate. I'm sure a lot of people here agree with that.
Kavanaugh! This is it, shit! Yeah. Right! Where y'all gonna be at tomorrow?
Where y'all gonna be at tomorrow? Fuck y'all! I wanna come. Where y'all gonna be tomorrow? That's so funny.
She's not lying. Huh? How do you know she's not lying? 27 years ago.
I feel you, man. That's the big question people should be asking. I agree. I appreciate it.
So, interestingly enough, folks, the random guy smoking a cigarette on the street has the most common sense and logic out of everybody. He said, how do you not know she's lying? And I was like, bro, he was like looking at me with like sad. I was like, I feel you, my man. Like you don't know, but like, so and this is an observation I've made multiple times out here, is sometimes it's like I don't know that he was homeless per se, I'm not gonna lie, but a lot of times it's the people that live on the street and that are always out here that sadly are nicer to me. I have full conversations with them. It's like the actual people you can't even talk to, get through to, but there's people sitting on the ground who are like, hey, how do we know she's not telling the truth? Yes, my man. Like, it's like Socrates in street form. Excuse me, I should have cursed. That's just a sad state of what's going on here, folks. That guy made the most sense so far. Got the Scientology building right there. My Scientology brothers and sisters, God bless. I'm not a Scientologist, but you know, I got love for my Scientology brothers and sisters too. That's not my style, but I don't hate like the media, so you know, we got it all. I need a coffee. Make it a double shot espresso. Hey, hey, oh ho, right to a fair trial. Hey, hey, oh ho, let's look at evidence. Hey, hey, oh ho, let's not destroy this country. Hey, hey, oh ho. Let's not destroy this country. Oh, whoa. That dude. So, Jeff, what do we got? Interesting.
Kavanaugh has got to go! Kavanaugh has got to go!
Hey, hey. Oh, ho.
Kavanaugh has got to go!
Hey, hey.
Kavanaugh has got to go!
Hey, hey. Ho, ho. The right to a fair trial. Hey, hey. Ho, ho. We should explore the evidence one time. Hey, hey. Ho, ho. Maybe we should really be honest. Hey, hey. Ho, ho. We should use our brain sometime. Hey, hey. Ho, ho. Common sense and reason matters. Hey, hey. Ho, ho. Logic and fair exists. Hey, hey. Fairness and reason and being honest and not hateful and biased and sexist and racist when you claim to not be racist is better than being racist towards white men have got to go. Now it's getting popular. Hey, hey, ho, ho. We should tell the truth regardless of how we feel about things. Oh, hey, hey, ho, ho. We shouldn't hate old white men. Hey, hey. Ho, ho. We should explore all the evidence before we make a decision. Kavanaugh deserves a fair trial.
We believe Christine Ford. We believe Anita Hill.
We believe
Anita Hill. We believe Christine Ford. We believe Christine Ford. We believe Anita Hill.
We believe A whole new world. A bunch of protesters today. Believe. What about? Have to go. Believe us.
Hear us, believe us. Kavanaugh has got to go. Hear us, believe us. Kavanaugh has got to go. Hear us, believe us. Kavanaugh has got to go. Hear us, believe us. Kavanaugh has got to go. Hear us, believe us. Kavanaugh has got to go. Hear us, believe us. Kavanaugh has got to go. No justice, no seat. No justice, no seat. No justice, no seat. No justice, no seat. No justice,
No seats!
no justice,
No seats!
no justice, no seat. No
Hi, Mom.
justice, no seat. No seat.
Are they together?
Whose court?
Yeah, they're together.
Whose court?
What about?
Our court!
Whose court? Our court. Whose court?
What about
Whose court?
You guys, Sexy Snake Boy, follow me on Instagram.
What is that?
Sexy Snake Boy.
Whose court?
Sexy snake.
I'm on
boy?
World Star, I'm on TNT, I'm viral. Check it out.
We believe Anita Hill. We believe Anita Hill.
Hey!
We believe
What about?
Christine Ford. We believe.
What about Keith Ellison?
We believe Anita Hill.
What about Keith Ellison?
We believe Christine Ford.
We believe Christine Ford!
We believe Anita Hill.
We believe Anita Hill!
We believe Christine Ford.
We believe Christine Ford!
No justice, no seat.
No justice, no seat!
No justice, no seat.
No justice, no seat!
Hey, hey.
Ho, ho!
Kavanaugh has got to go. Hey, hey. Ho, ho. Kavanaugh has got to go. Ho, ho. Kavanaugh has got to go. Hey, hey.
What about Keith Ellison? Keith Ellison got accused of domestic abuse like 2 years
Ho,
ago.
ho. Kavanaugh has got to go. Hey, hey.
What about Keith Ellison?
Kavanaugh has got to go.
Keith Ellison. What about Keith Ellison?
Kavanaugh
There's reports that Keith Ellison abused his girlfriend 2 years ago and no one cares here.
has got to go.
Why does no one care about Keith Ellison?
Kavanaugh has got to go. Hear us.
Why does no one care about Keith Ellison? I don't get it. But Keith Ellison, what about Keith Ellison? They're blocking the street again.
Kavanaugh has got to go.
Sure, man. It's gonna be your kids in 10 years. What about Keith Ellison though? Yo, what about, they're blocking traffic. Oh no, they're blocking traffic. Keep in mind, guys, I want you to keep in mind that they just saw that an ambulance and a police car was going past trying to save somebody's life. Okay, but they're blocking traffic even though they just saw an ambulance pass by 2 minutes ago. That's a certain type of narcissism and ego, that you think you're more important than an ambulance and the law enforcement in your city. I can understand being punk rock saying F the police, but they literally just watched an ambulance pass by like 10-15 minutes ago and they still are blocking the entire street. These people suck. I'm sorry. They're nice to me. I appreciate them, but they're bad people. They don't care about Keith Ellison.
Hear us, believe us. Kavanaugh has got to go. Hear us, believe us. Hear us.
Hey, I'm gonna ask you. I have a question. Hey,
Hear us,
I have a
believe
question.
us.
Keith Ellison got accused of abusing his girlfriend 2 years ago. Can we get a shout out for Keith Ellison?
Yeah, all abusers need to go. Keith Ellison has got to go.
Woo! Uh-oh. Dang, she did it. That's real. I don't know. Even she actually did it. That was crazy. So I got her to say Keith Ellison. I said, what about Keith Ellison? And she actually said Keith Ellison.
Hey, just so you know, the dudes are on you.
Who are?
Like the guys that are organizing this thing, they're on you. They're watching you. And I'm just saying, so just watch your back.
Yeah.
One of them was coming up to me and he was trying to come sideways at me. So just watch your back.
All right.
They know who you are, and they know who I am.
All right, so I just got word I just got word that the organizers of the event know who I am or something, that I should watch my back. But I just want to say, I don't understand. Hold on, I'm gonna get out of this madness real quick. But so basically, they were saying that they know who I am to watch my back. But first of all, I know who I am. They probably do know who I am because I have 250 million views. Subscribe to me on YouTube, but there's nothing I need to watch my back about. I'm literally asking questions, filming the event and having my perspective on it. What kind of event doesn't allow media and opposing thought to get here? I'm not hating on victims. Like I said, I'm not even hating. I don't even specifically love Brett Kavanaugh. I'm just gonna be real. I don't fully trust him 100%. But what I am trying to say, to wrap it up before I have to watch my back, but I'm not really worried about that. But what's going on is ridiculous politicization of these situations. I appreciate that woman for saying Keith Ellison. I'm not even saying to blow up his spot. I'm saying to investigate that just like you would to Brett Kavanaugh. But when I hear Brett Kavanaugh's name 10,000 times and I don't hear any other names, it's just, I don't know what else people want me to say. Like, they're going to get mad at me for saying this because I tell the truth and they all lie. I don't know what else to do, but I don't care that they do this. But when 1,000% of your energy goes into GOP, Kavanaugh, and other people, and 0% to like 0.5% of your energy goes into all the other women who have stories that never get, explored. They get covered up, they get hidden, they get mocked, they get thrown away, and no one cares. That's my question. My question is a pure one. Of course I'm having fun, of course I'm joking, but my question is pure. My question to this whole movement, as amazing as everyone's been to me, is, do you really care about women? That's my question. I think I'm allowed to ask that as an American. Do you really care about women? Do you really care about victims? Or do you care about the Democratic Party and the liberal agenda? Because I just don't see the consistency whatsoever when it comes to women on this side, women on this side, women that don't have to do with politics, and women that do have to do with politics. I see no correlation that they care about women, and I see every correlation that they'll believe anything that goes against old white men, especially old white Republicans, that goes against men. This is racism and sexism, and this is what this whole thing claims to be standing against. I'm just saying, when you're blocking the streets, that's fine, I get it, you want to get your word out, you're yelling in the streets, but you see an ambulance going by. There's other things going on in the city. These are all working class people who work 9 to 6 jobs, some of them probably wealthy, some of them not so much, some of them poor, most of them in the middle. They have places to go. It's not all about me. It's not all about me with my camera, and it's not all about this march. I'm sorry, it's just, you have to respect other people. And when your whole movement is, we love women, we love children, we love ethnicities of all kinds, and we want to stand up for everybody, and we respect everybody, and we don't like that people don't respect us, and then you show me that you have absolutely no respect for everybody in the city that's trying to get home from work. You have absolutely no respect for law enforcement and even ambulances, which have nothing to do with law enforcement. You have no respect for dissenting thoughts, although I will say some of the counter-protesters were being rude and nefarious. I wasn't doing any of that. I'm not responsible for what other people do. I'm just going to be honest. Yes, there were conservatives here who were acting as I wouldn't. I'm not responsible for them. I'm responsible for myself. But what I am saying is, I just don't see the love. I don't see the respect. I don't see the anti-sexism and anti-racism. What I see is sexism, racism, extreme ageism against certain people. I see politics, and I just see no consistency as to standing up for victims. And as long as I have the freedom of speech and the right to film in public when you're screaming in the middle of the street, I'm allowed to be here too. I'm going to continue to say this, not to be mean, not to be rude, but to question what modern day liberal really is. Because I don't think it's very loving. I don't find it to be very peaceful. I don't find it to be fair and balanced at all. I find it to be a weaponized political agenda, which doesn't care about the truth or logic or reason and has no ability to stray from the norm. Like, I call out Republicans sometimes, I call out liberals a lot, but I'm not afraid to go against the grain if I feel it's right. If you don't have that capability, then I don't really believe in it. And I just want to say before I wrap it up, is that this ideology, it might, there's 100, 200 people here, it's great, it's nice, and I'm not disrespecting any of the victims here. I have a lot of love for them and had great conversations. But wow, This is why liberalism is failing all over the world. In Quebec, Canada, the Liberal Party lost to a new right-wing party that was created in 2011. For the first time in 50 years, a new party won. All over Canada is going right-wing. The United States went right-wing. Europe is going right-wing. Sweden's going right-wing. Poland's going right-wing. Italy's going right-wing. The UK had Brexit to get rid of all of these far liberal policies. This strategy... move. Yeah, sorry about that, brother. This strategy is really not working everywhere. So people here can get mad at me. I really don't. I'm sure they're just keeping an eye that I don't do anything crazy. Because to be honest, a lot of people do that are anti-protesters. But this ideology here, although I know they mean well, although I know it's kind of pure and it's okay, they're allowed to be here, I'm allowed to be here, it's not working. It's a failing strategy. I agree with all the liberal values that they share, but I am voting all Republican, to stop this type of ideology from spreading, because I just being here for an hour, I see how they really feel, and I just don't see the logic, I don't see the honesty, I don't see the love, I don't see the consideration, I see the weaponization of a political agenda. If you were here, there's very, very little, maybe 2% of it had to do with victims and their stories. The other 98% of it had to do with the Democratic Party agenda. And that's just true. I don't know any other way to put it. So much love to everyone there. I appreciate you guys joining my live stream. You know, I hit the streets just to have a conversation. And like always, like I wrap it up, you don't have to agree with me. I don't want you to listen to me or believe what I believe. I just want you to think for yourself. And as long as we have the freedom of speech in the United States, they don't have it in Europe. They don't have it in the Middle East. They don't have it in many parts of Africa. They don't have it in a lot of countries. The freedom of speech. The reason it is here is to be able to debate, discuss, and disagree with your constituents when it comes to very controversial situations, especially one that is so fragile as an allegation from 38 years ago, where the person in hand, the story isn't adding up with any evidence. I'm not saying it's not real, but if we can't even question this, if I'm not allowed to be here and question this and have a conversation internally with it, then what is our future going to look like? How are we going to treat people in 10, 15 years? Because the spreading of this ideology, I don't think it's going to lead to love. I don't think it's going to lead to peace and equality. I think it's going to lead to rampant racism, sexism, and xenophobia, because they can't even talk about an issue that has nothing to do with race and bring up race. It's a very racist ideology. It's a very sexist ideology. They don't like men. They don't like, certain old people. You don't have a grandfather or a grandmother? Like, when was it cool to hate on old people? You could disagree with their politics, but this level of hate towards elderly is just insane. And the fact that you're willing to block people from getting home, I just don't like it. I never like this. I've attended many protests where I was on the side of the protester, and I've always taken this role of stopping people from blocking traffic or disrespecting the police officers, because if you really want to have a peaceful strategy, you have to really respect others and have a full conversation and show people the love, not show people the hate and show people why they're being repelled from that side. And I'm telling you, once again, before I leave, this strategy, it might work here with 100 people, but this country has 300 million people, and I know for a fact, I get messages every day, even from out here, that millions of people are being turned off because of this, rather extreme, rather negative ideology. What's up? She just yelled, "Women are getting raped." So, once again, thank you guys for joining. I'll do a little roundabout before I leave, and if you guys would like to support, sign up to my free email list. It's pinned to the top. I also have a Patreon or donor box, which allows me to even be here in the flesh and doing this. Thank you guys.
This is